is Dr. Anacleto Millendez, the founder of the Beautiful Heart Foundation, and we are here at the Beautiful Heart Sanctuary, and I am very blessed that this morning I will be meeting a very interesting person, a woman with a beautiful heart, and I would like her to introduce herself. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Cora Baylon. My full name is Corazon May Bangoy Malyonga Viuda de Baylon. I'm 71 years old. I have 4 children, all married, age 48 to 38, and I have 9 grandchildren.
Professor Baylon is a well-known educator here in Davao City, and she is also part of the Beautiful Heart Foundation and one of the consultants of ABM International Consultancy. The first time she was seen on my TV program, The Beautiful Heart Show, was when we were creating a team of consultants to submit a multi-million dollar grant with the U.S. Department of Agriculture Food for Progress program. Can you briefly summarize what we have discussed the last few months regarding that proposal?
We got a proposal, a call for proposals from USDA, I think in about March, February.
Around April,
April,
first week of April 2019.
2019. And I had only about a month to write a proposal, which was about a grant of $10 million for writing a proposal on, easy to forget, but more on what we would do for Mindanao, for our farmers and women.
Yes.
I think one of the things that I remember well is that I had a lot of help from Dr. Millendez for his Green Ministries and ABM Consultancy. I was talking to someone also in California. His name is Master Beekeeper Efren Baconawa from Leyte, who was the son of a former regional director of Leyte. And we were talking about other products we would do, organic and others. We submitted it, but we failed to do the financials. So we're looking forward to the next call for proposal.
Yes, but today we will focus more on your life as a woman, because we have an advocacy, I Love Women. And in fact, we will have a movie of the same title, I Love Women. Would you share to our viewers your life as a woman?
I would like to cap my loving women in a career where first I love myself because I wanted to learn to be a real woman. As a little child in a farm, then a young teenager in the US at the age of 16, studying a year with 18-year-old seniors and enjoying life for 1 year in New Jersey, Rumson. And then I went back to the Philippines and I studied in a college in Urios as a scholar, all tuition paid, and I had 4 years to finish. And I finished with a degree of AB English, BSc Social Sciences, and History. And after that, I proceeded to take up my Master's of Teaching Economics as a scholar of Notre Dame Educational Association and Ford Foundation. And I graduated with my Master's in Teaching Economics in 1971. I think what's beautiful about that is I always retain my decision to stay as a woman, develop as one, and almost get married as one. I failed to marry early because my boyfriend of more than 5 years was a poor guy from Bacolod, and my parents refused me to marry until I finished my master's degree. So in case you know why, that's what happened. Eventually I got married in 71. In 72 I had a girl, and from 72 onwards I was a teacher of Ateneo de Davao University. My husband is a banker, he's an accountant, he's a political science, and he's a well-rounded man. We also did studies on cultural ecology. So together, is that as a woman, I will always quote, man and woman is unto the other useless each without the other. Therefore, I also quote the biblical saying that woman, you must always submit to your husband. But then, in my case, since I was also doing very well academically, I always said, give your husband a benefit of the doubt, love him, and take care of your family together. We climbed mountains together, we went to Bacolod together, we went to Ilbit together, we went traveling, and we had fun. So when he got sick in 98, what I'm saying is, I took care of him for 11 years, but I had to be both woman and man for my family. And I think that's a challenge for me. Being a gender-sensitive, trained person, I love women. But I think women, I'll show my bias, I think women can do what most men can, which you cannot also do what we cannot give birth. But I think together with men, we can create wonders and change the world, change the Philippines, and do best for the world and our children.
You said, but I'm more excited about your puppy love. Was it when you were studying in the United States?
Oh, yeah. No, my first love was, I was in third year high school in Turil, St. Peter's. I was the prospective salutatorian and he was a senior prospective valedictorian. So
Wow.
I like very intelligent men. He was Ilonggo, by the way. He got married earlier, but I'm kept in touch. He died when I was here in Davao. But unfortunately, my puppy love was, I think, always women compete with me for the men I love. I always have someone else. He was writing me love letters. I was falling in love with him, but his girlfriend became my first cousin. They never got married either, so he married somebody else. But for me, I believe that that kind of love was something that was doomed to fail, but it was a love that lasts forever.
Wow.
Diba?
First love never dies.
Of course. Up to this day, I will remember his name.
What's his name?
Antonio Peralta of Turil.
Still alive?
He died already 2 years ago. But he
What
went
about
away though.
the American who courted you when you were doing your
Okay. Okay.
exchange program in the US?
I was identified as an American Field Service International Scholar when I was in Butuan in 63-64 from Urius College. I came to Davao to compete with the students here of Ateneo de Davao, ICC, Women's, and the like. So after how many interviews, I ended up only with 2 other scholars. One from Ateneo de Davao, Dr. Daniel de La Paz, who is now a neurosurgeon. He's here in Davao now. The other one is Patricia Kitain, the sister of Attorney Kitain, the admin of Duterte, and me. Corazon May Bangoy Malyonga. I finally eventually married an Ilonggo from Bacolod, but my first encounter with the male sex was going around United States on tours, speaking engagement, at the same time being a very good student in my high school, Ramson Fairhaven High School. There was someone who courted me. He was, when you're in high school, you are 18, graduating. But since I was 16 then, okay, I like the sophomores better. So I was in a choral group. That's why I like singing. I was in the choir singing, and there was a young man. He had a black hair, good looking. His name is Stuart Hammond. He courted
Say
me.
that again, ma'am.
Stuart Hammond.
Okay.
And then the other one is the basketball player, Barry McLean. Okay? So I had a basketball player, a football player, and a choir singer. 3 of them.
Wow.
I dated each one alternatively, but eventually I ended up with Stuart Hammond, who I wanted to be nice to until my senior year. But unfortunately, he did not join me for my junior prom. Junior prom is the best in the US.
Yes.
And the one who wanted to be with me was my younger brother, who was also 16-year-old then. His name was Gregory Busiccio, Albanian from Newark, New Jersey, the son of a scrap metal dealer.
Wow.
I live in the house in New Jersey for a year, so he was my brother. So I said, no, I can't be with you because you're my brother. And since then, he's been upset. And the one who wanted to court me was my brother. I said, no way.
So when you returned to the Philippines, more suitors?
No, did I have many? When I came back as a very robust and healthy 148-pound girl with rosy cheeks from my milk in the U.S. Walk ako. And I was wearing the also at the time was, east hair, makeup with older one, high heel, manicure, and stockings. That was my attire in college. 65. I met my boyfriend at the time. He was my suitor. So I had two major suitors. A lawyer from UP Diliman who writes and speaks well. He became the vice governor, I think, in one city then. Still alive with each other. And my husband, Mr. Baylon, Stanislao Caños Baylon, from Iloilo, Barotac Viejo, and Valladolid, Negros Occidental. So after he wooed me, he was my boyfriend by July 3, 1966. He would visit me at home, but my parents would not allow him. At 10 o'clock, the curfew would ring. He would take me home, bring me home, but he was already a banker at the time. He was working with a bank, Insular Bank of Asian America in 67. Although he worked with a plywood factory before, then in 69 we were still together, but my parents would allow him to marry me. He was 10 years older. So in 69, I was like,
So you've been married to Mr. Bay?
42 years. I was
42
married at the age of 23. When my parents could not say no, and I wanted to marry him, and he wanted to marry me, and we got anyway married in a church in Butuan. And we have 4 children
And
since then.
how many years you've been a widow?
I've been a widow since 2009. 2009, 10 years.
And after the death of your husband, did you fall in
It
love again?
goes, yes,
Can
sorry.
you share that love story after the death?
But I think I like to talk to more widows. Now, what happens when you take care of a husband who was sick with diabetes and he forgets your name for 5 years, but you took care of him anyway, and it took him long to die. In other words, I took care of him well, so he died only after 10 years. He had a stroke in 1998. He got well after 5 years. He had ischemic cerebral artery, he had diabetes, high blood, and all that. And then he died in July 4. He declared independence on July 4, 2009. So when he died, of course, you can tell that the children were lonely. I was lonely. I had a house and a room to myself. My children were all out of my house. One was in Dipolog, one is in Butuan, one was in Davao City. I had only one son with me, the youngest one, who is now in Japan. So meaning, you can imagine me in the house with helpers only, with nobody. And my brother was a policeman who had an adopted son. He said, "Ate, I'm leaving for Sarangan." I was a widow from July 4, 2009. And for 3 years, I pined over the absence of my husband. I went to the cemetery, Davao Memorial Park, every week. And I took care of my children. I still had 4 children, although already, I think 2 or 3 were already married, okay? Or even 4. 4 were married, and I had grandchildren running about the house, even when my husband was dying. So when he died, I had 2 daughters with me. One daughter stayed up front and one stayed at the back. Here I am with a house that was falling apart, the current, sira na yung atop, then everything. So my brother came over, "Te, I think you need someone to take care of you and your needs." So I have a panday, a mason, and a motorcycle driver. He is about 21 years old, and he's 21 years old, and he's been with me for more than 4 years. So, parang anak ko ito siya, ate. So, can he be here? He'll take care of you when I am away out in Sarangani. Yun ang origin eh. Pinatid yung adopted son sa akin. So, I took care of this adopted son ng brother ko like a nephew, like a son, like a mother, and a grandma. All rolled in one. So, he'd make panday. He would work from Monday to Saturday, 7 to 4. I paid him $350 a day. He went home at 4 o'clock. happy. She would have cash advance or be paid every Saturday. Ganun po siya. Anong nangyari? Because he had a live-in partner with 2 children. So meaning, pinasa siya sa akin kasi pakainin ko yung pamilya niya. May ka-live-in partner dun sa kanila.
So from the very beginning,
He had a live-in partner.
um,
Not married, single.
this man is living in with a woman with 2 children,
Yeah. In the house of my brother.
and then
He worked for me.
that is
during
how
the day.
you met
Met
him.
him,
Okay. Now after 3 years, what happened?
After 3 years, after him taking care of me for 3 years, making timpla my coffee, my lunch, protecting me in my farm on Saturdays and Sundays, planting, raising cacao and doing my office. After 3 years, I started to fall in love with him. And he started to propose marriage. Okay? I think after 3 years, he fell in love with me and I was beginning to fall in love with me. As a professional, I said no. On March 31, 2013, the year of the Typhoon Yolanda, I said, your contract ends March 31, 2013. You're going home to your mom. Why? Because I'm falling in love with you and I cannot have you in my house while we are together. So I said, you go home. What do you want for, what do you want as a souvenir of my love for you and your work for me? I said, I want a motorcycle, a Honda. Okay? So that was my first investment in my boyfriend. So he sent him home. I brought him home on April
With the
23.
Honda, with the motorcycle.
No, he left the Honda at home. We went on a bus to Leyte, Southern Leyte, on April 22, birthday of 2013, and I left him there after 4 days. But that's where the
So you're now in a
fell.
distant relationship.
Yes.
And I
Since
heard,
then,
I heard recently
yeah,
he had a motorcycle accident.
2016.
The same motorcycle that you gave
No,
him?
no. It was only a Honda Wave,
Oh, okay.
and we used it in the past to meet. We met.
Now he is still recuperating, I guess.
Yes, it was a raider, and he broke his spine and his pelvic bone, and he's recuperating, and he's suffering from intractable pain with an untreated pelvic bone and a spine pain.
And quite recently, I gave you a very special Christmas
I know.
gift
This one?
because you yourself have this intractable pain,
Yes,
and you tried it. We had
Yes.
an interview of that already.
yes.
And what is your plan about
For
this?
this.
What is your plan?
Okay. This is CBD. It's brand whole greens oil. It is supposed to be taken at least 2 times a day,
And
1
you've been
drop.
taking it, but
And I've been
what is
taking
important now is you
I-
plan to share this.
I plan to share this with all my cousins and my boyfriend even.
Especially your
pain.
boyfriend.
Yes, because he has sakit ang hawak ba? He has pain in his pelvic and his spine and he needs an operation. He has done therapy already in Tacloban, Eastern Visayas Regional Medical Center, and he has been diagnosed, has MRI and diagnosed needing surgery, and he is going to recommend it to SPNC. He has to come here.
Yeah, but what is now very important to realize that marijuana over the years was used by couples, lovers, for pleasure. They smoke together. Now with the marijuana oil, the CBD oil, you will use this together with your boyfriend, no longer for pleasure or leisure, no longer
pain,
for recreational
for
purpose,
curing of pain.
for
To
curing.
get rid of that pain so that he can walk and work and we can stay together and even plant or take care of cows or goats and all that. So that he can live a
And this will
normal
be
life.
very instrumental.
Normal sex life too.
Yes. So this
Diba?
is very instrumental
To our
as
being
you're
together
being
in the
together.
future.
And I'm hoping that the company will provide you with more of this so that you can continuously use this together and enjoy life together
Opo.
and love each other deeper.
Yes. I think this will help, no? Because my experience for the past 2 weeks about this oil is that I always had pain about 3 or 4 times a day, and it got worse. So when you only prescribe 1 drop, it was good enough. I went into 2, then I went into 3, and I asked, now it's 4 times a day. Okay, 4 drops in a day, and it's better, you know. As of today, less pain, but there's also there's a pain. So
But at least it relieves the pain.
yeah,
You had a good night's sleep.
very good. I slept
Maybe more exciting sex
ahead
life.
of everybody life.
Maybe more exciting sex
Hopefully,
life with your
when he's
boyfriend.
better. When he's better, he has
When
to be
he's
cured by
better.
this pain.
Yeah, yes, of course.
Because his pain always is in the back.
Yeah.
Hawak, sakit ako hawak. And his
I'm
difficulty
pretty
walking.
sure it will help him.
He is difficulty walking. So we're hoping that he can come. I hope he does. I don't know if he will.
Yeah.
But if he does, that will be something that will make me happy.
Anyway, Mrs. Baylon, your story is very inspiring, and all our viewers will enjoy watching this, especially if we produce a film out of your story,
Okay, I'll direct it with you.
and maybe towards the last part of your life, you will be the actress yourself. So,
Okay.
as we close this, please invite our viewers to follow you, to watch this film, to support your advocacies,
Yeah.
and to pray for your love life.
Okay. I would like to note, however, Doc, I need a legislation from the Philippines.
That's the most important thing.
This has to be legally used. This is only a gift from you, so I'm willing to use it myself. But I am doing something supposedly not allowed by Philippine laws. My children cautioned me about it. Ma, dili pa na legal ko pa. But I'm using it for myself. I'm not selling it.
You're
you know?
safe. You're safe because I'm
I
a
hope I'm
medical
safe.
doctor, and
I hope
yeah.
I'm safe. I have fear because I don't like marijuana myself. I am an anti-legal drugs supportive of President Duterte. I don't like drug users. I don't like drug pushers. So I don't like marijuana. But if it will cure me of my pain and my boyfriend gets well and he can walk and we can be together again, that will be very, very exciting, amazing, and fantastic. I'll pray for that as my Christmas gift this year.
Yeah, and we will make this personal
Hopefully.
appeal to our president,
Yeah.
Rodrigo Roa Duterte, to the chairman of the Health Committee in the Senate, Senator Bongo. This is one lady who is appealing to legislate the medical use of marijuana.
Yes po, because I will not use something that is illegal. There are options, we'll talk about it later, but I think based on my own use of it and from my own researches, from my aunt, my nephews who are doctors, my nurses, medtech, and friends and people in pain, they're saying, can we have it? So there is an increasing demand. I think there is an option, an opportunity here to share it with others. I like to start off by inviting the elderly people, those who are in pain, to be the first batch of users. So I like to organize all senior citizens, elderlies, and those in pain who have back pains to start helping me campaign for making the use of CBD oil, cannabis, or marijuana oil legal in the Philippines so that we can buy it from US through Dr. Anacleto, Belleza, Millendez. And what a good day to start today on the death anniversary of his mother. I like, Doc, to really request you to find a way how we can send this to many more who are in pain like me.
Just to remind our viewers that the number one trust of the Beautiful Foundation is to care for the elderly, the sick, and the dying. And we will continue doing that with your support and the support of other men and women with beautiful hearts. The Beautiful Heart Foundation was born here in Davao City on December 19, 2005. So we are just hoping and praying that in the very near future, all our advocacies will be realized, especially the Project Green Ministries. And in Project Green Ministries, we would like that the marijuana will be legalized, especially for medical purposes.
Yes.
Maraming
That's my
salamat,
prayer.
Madam.
That's my prayer, Doc, too. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Maligayang Pasko at manigong bagong taon sa ating lahat. Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Anacleto Millendez. I'm the founder of the Beautiful Heart Foundation and the host producer of the Beautiful Heart Show, seen at KMVT 15 Silicon Valley Community Media in Mountain View, California, and some other cities there. Today I'm very blessed to be meeting for the second time the sister of the President of the Republic of the Philippines, Madam Duterte Villarica. Her first name
Jocellyn.
is Jocellyn. Mom, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So, nice meeting you.
Yeah, I remember her as an NGO worker in Davao, and I would like to
Before I retired.
before she retired, and I would like to give her a little background of your passion in NGO work.
When I was working afraid, I forgot this. I worked as an NGO for almost a year. We do research, and on my part, because of my political background, I was more on the advocacy. So we were providing statistics, and we do a lot of research for like Gloria Arroyo. We do position papers for them. That was part of it, but at the same time, we were guiding the farmers how to form cooperatives, so they will have more, in a sense, money to develop their land. Because the problems in here sa mga farmers is they are not subsidized, which is very sad because we import rice. And how many years ago, before Marcos even, we were the ones selling rice to Thailand, Cambodia, and now. So the farmers are more or less disappearing, just like in the States. So I would say that the Philippines is basically agriculture. So why waste all that land? I was also my mother's administrator to help the Lumad. Nagobo, there's a lot of tribes. Anyway, I worked with them for 1 year. And there is a lot of malnourished children. Lumad, especially them. Nanay created this foundation years ago. And he provided hydroelectricity in Maran. She was responsible for the development of Maran and the tribal people. So that was part also of my training. And now I am thinking, or not thinking, starting a community senior development where my mission is to focus on the abandoned seniors. Philippines is a very important country. So we don't really have that here. Hospice for the elderly, eventually medical, like what you're doing.
Medical missions.
Specifically for seniors, and to avail eventually in the community village that I'm thinking. A seniors village where all the amenities are there. We can have our own pharma, wherein we can sell. Most seniors are already in medication. So it's important that we can get cheaper medicine, like from India. Paracetamol cost here probably 9 pesos to 10 pesos. In India, it's only 2.
Yes.
So, I want to provide, being a senior myself, and taking care of my mother for 15 years. I saw how the dislocation of seniors. You know, in the Philippines now, the OFW are rising. So, more or less, their parents, the parents, are left to fend for them. The care, I mean. So, I would like to be
Probably it's a dream. At the same time, I also have a vision for seniors. The vision is to see them integrated, because the government does not really have any program that will address the problems of seniors. And we're growing in numbers. So my plan is to, at this point, is to, we have shelters, but they need funding. So that's one of the aspects that Pasilungan Foundation.
So there's a name already,
Yes.
Pasilungan Foundation.
Foundation.
So it's registered with the security.
It's registered with the SEC. Everything I can actually operate now, and I'm doing little, trying to raise funds to have medical missions. We start there, dental for the senior.
Yeah.
There is no way for a senior. There is not even a law here. It's the starting that will allow seniors that are still able to work, so they can have income.
Yes. Otherwise, the pensions that we are receiving is not even
It's
enough.
not enough. The medication alone. It is usually at this age that, well, most of my classmates are on medication. 5, 6, 7 medication at a time. Blood pressure, those are the part of the aging. You know? Going back to the OFW, what they really need, and we depend a lot on our OFW, because they bring in
Money, the remittances.
money, and the government is, our economy depends on the overcrowding among the country.
Correct.
So they're looking for a place where to put their elders while they're abroad, and they can afford it. So it's a matter of someone starting, but it's not easy, because practically it would be easier if we have the facilities now, so we can. But since this is a starting point now that I want, because I intend to be tired on this. You see, if you put up the providing cheap medicines and providing a place eventually for seniors, for a senior village where you can have activities, you can go. The funny thing I have encountered with seniors is that eventually there is really no place for them.
Yes, it's
So,
true.
with the senior village, we can put up our own pharmaceutical, we can put up grocery that you don't have to go anymore out of it. It's complete. But that's the vision. Now the mission now is just to help the seniors, bring in cheap medicines, give them medical missions, dental.
Or maybe some of the seniors who can still enjoy gardening and
Yes,
planting
that's why I am
herbs and
thinking.
vegetables.
That's why I was thinking of a 1 hectare where you put the community. You will have a church. You will have, as I said, botica, where you can avail of one, and then a grocery, and then the seniors can have a program wherein they can go dancing
Yeah.
if they want. They have gardening. They will be updated on the latest. We can have resource speaker talk about how to cope with aging, what to expect. Because a lot of them are not let's just say the postmenopausal syndrome. Some people still, even in their 70s, undergo health information. You will have that. So it will become a community by itself, composed mostly all, I think, senior.
So, based on what you're sharing, ma'am, the aging population in the Philippines still lack kind of support in terms of healthcare, in terms of
It's really lacking in everything. I mean, there is no program that will address the problems of senior.
But right now, they're under, in terms of government support, I think they're under the DSWD.
Yeah, the SWD, which is not really focused on seniors, but on orphan children or children that is being abused or why, these are all under the SWD.
Yeah. But the way I understand is you would like to start a program for senior citizens,
Senior
exclusively
citizens, yeah.
non-government organization.
Because it's better that way to have it a non-government thing. Because politics in the Philippines, everything that you do is politics. Without politics, nobody can win. So this would be a program that I would like to private, to remain private. And if the government is willing to put with a certain amount of budget, that would be good. But we have to start first.
Yeah.
That's what I am trying to do now. Because when we talk over the phone, maybe the doc Millendez can help. Just to start this, to spread that this is what we are doing.
Well, I think the number one strategy would really to raise funds and I'm hoping that because we are seen in the United States and we can present the need for supporting our senior citizens, maybe
India.
there will be some groups, families, corporations and foundations there who will support us. And the second step would be start the training program for the caregivers, for the nurses and the doctors that will take care of the seniors, especially those that need hospice care.
Correct. There, you mentioned that. Hospice. That would be the first thing I would like to do. Because when I was with my mom, the only available thing you can do is home nursing care, which most doctors would not recommend. I don't think when you are over 70 or 70, let's say 70, 80, elderly, 90, when you are terminally ill, there is a place you could go where it is not the atmosphere of a hospital. Your loved ones can go and visit. Make it a normal process. Instead of being in the hospital where every hour by the hour they will be there to eventually you will end up with machines, which I saw my mother both. And to me it was traumatic. I was then in my 60s.
Yeah, because in a medical center setting, there's more talking and so more of
an atmosphere of where you can be at least where the atmosphere is you can see your loved ones, they can come in or to be with you. So it's the way I see how a senior would be treated with humane kind of life. Kasi when you are in your 70s, I am now.
but you don't look like.
Everybody tells me that, but you cannot deny the aging process.
Yes.
It's there. Even if you look young or go into non-invasive but then it still does not stop the aging process. We can make it better with natural food supplement, which all seniors should do because our ex-medicine eventually will give chemical
But you know, honestly, man, you're the first person I've met who is championing, the cause of the senior citizen as a private individual.
because that started with my mother. I saw it with my own eyes, and I said, I do not want to end. I would rather do something at this point, that I can leave something in memory of my mother.
Thank you.
But at the same time, I see a lot of abandoned seniors here in the Philippines, where they are practically abandoned. No food. Nothing. It's a terrible. And some of them you see on the street selling bananas, selling, and some of them, I'm very active in Facebook. So I get to encounter a lot of stories about being abandoned. And the worst part of being a senior is that there's practically you cannot do anything if you are not. Because you are at the age where you need care. So, more or less, it's doing something. Oh, there is life after 70 or 60. And that to me is a very, the idea that terminally ill people can have a life and care, because we cannot ignore it. I mean, the senior citizen population is growing because of also medical.
I can really relate to your passion, because when I thought of establishing the Beautiful Heart Foundation in Davao City last quarter of 2005 and registered it with the SEC December 19, 2005, our first trust is to care for the elderly, the sick, and the dying. So somehow we can really collaborate, because that is our number one trust, to care for the elderly, the sick, and the dying. And over the last 14 years now, through medical mission work, we've been helping old people, the sick, and even the dying here in the Philippines. So,
Especially the abandoned.
especially the abandoned. But since we have not yet established an institution where we can house them in the way you envision it, like it's a village, a single village for the old people, and maybe in that village we can have a center, a hospice center there, and the approach should be holistic, treating the body, mind, and soul, and integrating mainstream medicine and alternative medicine.
Yes, most of my classmates now are also in their 70s. And I have to thank God that I don't have any meditation for usually what the senior years we go through, like high blood pressure, diabetes. My problem is more on sleep disorders, which most seniors.
Yeah, insomnia is very common among seniors, because probably the anxiety and the depression is strongly associated with it.
Would be in that, because if you look at the seniors' life after they turn 60, they tend to be turned down. They're not productive. But like me, I have worked all my life. So there are still seniors now that are very productive, who would want to be integrated into a community for seniors and make life more inspiring, more meaningful, and I guess unique.
But do you have a particular target area where you can start this Pasilungan Foundation?
I already have the area, which is in Tagaytay, because Tagaytay is a resort city, and it has a provincial air.
Yes. The weather is so nice.
The weather is
Yeah.
nice, and the place is abundant with fruits, and the food is cheap, and overall, it's not crowded. So I believe that if you put up a community village for senior, it should be somewhere where there is not much traffic, and especially the quality of air and the food.
And this senior village integration will also welcome not only local Filipinos here, but even those Filipinos and foreigners maybe coming from abroad.
Oh yes, because most of my classmates now are in the 70s, and their parents. It was during my time when migration started. Filipinos going abroad, working abroad, living abroad. And a lot of them would call me and say, "Joe, can't you not do something about it? We would like to retire in the Philippines. So how can we do it? We have not found any, except for the shelter homes, which is what DSW is. There's
But
really
not
no
privately
Privately,
state-of-the-art kind of
that
facility.
will give all the senior the amenities. It will become a complete with whatever the senior needs. You don't have to go out of the village. You provide them with amenities.
So our first goal will be to acquire at least a hectare land in
A
Tagaytay.
hectare. And maybe I can do that. But then the succeeding one is I would like to live there and oversee it and put up a hospital.
Yes.
That would be the
And
first.
maybe after that, we can have some other satellites of the senior village in some other islands in the country. Because
If we could get the
I'm
support.
looking at Davao City and Samal Island
Yeah.
would be a good place as well.
There are two places that we can, like the one in Tagaytay. It's only about an hour.
Yeah, that's the best part of
So,
Tagaytay.
yes.
Very
So-
close to the airport.
Since it is too much to even ask that we have our own hospital, the senior, it would be very convenient because it's near Manila. So if there's any emergency,
Or
Manila is just
yeah, I think of all places that's closest to the airport with the beautiful scenery and good weather, Tagaytay is the best. Yeah, so and a good way to start that senior village in Tagaytay.
It would also be nice to have it at Clark because Clark now has a hospital.
Yeah, I'm sure there is also an ideal place for
Yeah,
for
but-
senior citizens there.
Since Clark is commercially not viable for a community because after 25 years, we have the lot is not hindi sa atin. It's being rented.
Yes.
So the viability of it of a senior village here would be hard if we do not own the land. We will have problems later on. While the development, I'm sure the development of this is going to be slow because we really need to reach the vision that I have to eventually have a senior village and housing for
But if this will happen, this is your legacy to the Philippines.
for my mother.
Yeah, for your
I'm
mother.
sure my mother would be
Yeah.
very happy up there and so on. And for all the seniors like me who have uncertainties and anxieties about what the future will hold for us, where can we go? Where can we find peace and leisure? Like you can go take a walk. That would be, there will be gardening, there will be probably, well, it's endless. But
At least
in that
enjoying
village,
the golden years of your life
yes,
with the
or
best
the
care
last stages
possible.
of your life. Because you can spend it in, I have seen India, where they put up home for the elderly and the seniors. It's beautiful. The landscape is conducive to like paradise. And that's what my seniors
So in the Philippines, we don't have that ideal place for seniors.
We have shelter homes. In Davao, I know there is one that takes care of terminally, like people with Alzheimer's. Because usually where was that? Was it in Netherlands or somewhere in Europe? That they open up as Alzheimer village, where all Alzheimer are located, and they have complete with amenities, and it's totally isolated. So they get lost. They're just within the area.
Well, I have seen those ideal places for seniors in the United States, high end of that, where they can, there's golf course within the village, and medical center, or at least a clinic in the center. So, but I think in the Philippines, you're right that we don't have such ideal place for seniors.
It's sad because, as I said, a lot of OFW, we have a lot, but more than 4 million. No, not 40 million, I'm not sure. For almost 4 million immigrants, and they're growing in numbers. And they're looking for a place where they can put their parents.
And we have a young man here. Probably he can also help us make your vision happen, sir. Will you introduce yourself? Yes. This is an interview from a TV program. Introduce yourself first.
Hi, have a good day. I'm Vincent Joseph Chavez. The assistant month.
So, you are a registered nurse?
Yeah, actually my license was expired 2011 and it was due for renewal.
He used to work in the ICU.
Oh, okay. So, I'm sure you are one in Madam Jocellyn Duterte's dream of coming up with an ideal place for.
Actually, I suggested Mamsi to put up a mental health institute.
Okay, so, but you have already a mental, the government already has a mental center or something somewhere in Mandaluyong, but this is entirely a mental institute entirely run by NGOs. Yeah, well, we can incorporate that. We can incorporate that in.
Because if we have the senior,
Yeah.
if we have the senior village, then the doctors will be the senior who wants to live there and give his service. We can cut the cost
Yeah.
by allowing seniors to.
Yeah, and even not only senior doctors who are retired, but even nurses who are also retired can stay in the village and they can continue practicing their profession in the village. So this is really a good project that we can do.
And why I say humane? Because if you stay in a community village like that, your families can come every weekend to visit you.
Yeah,
You will still live a normal life. Not, kasi when you're a senior, at 70, where do you really go? Like me, most of the time, I've been dancing for 20 years. That's the only social life I have. But I wish to God, when I see seniors doing gardening work,
yeah.
and I say that is very.
Or even maybe joining for outreach programs, say medical mission, feeding programs, gift giving, in that way, you know.
Or they can have a day with their grandchildren, wherein they get to have an interaction with. I think young kids should have the care, like being a Lola is one of the most beautiful things.
I will just share to you, last December 1 and 2, I had a medical mission in Samal Island with the Bajavs and other Lumats there. One of my active volunteers is Mrs. Corazon Baylon, who's a retired professor and 72 years old, and yet she has the energy to help reaching out to these poor kids, to the sick people. She was very instrumental in the success of the medical mission. She said that was her first time to join a medical mission, but the way I look at her, she was very useful at 72. At 72.
You know what the gift of being a senior is the knowledge that you have accumulated all your life, which would be a very a big contribution to the youth who is still just starting out. This is a treasure
Yeah.
knowledge that most senior na
I would even imagine in that senior village that you can come up with, probably these senior citizens can do some mentoring for students.
they can
you
go
know.
on trip
Yes.
in one where they can still travel and I thought I said life after senior. The
And then
senior.
maybe later on we can have some exchange programs for seniors.
With
Coming from the Philippines,
It
we
can
send
go
them,
on and on and
we send
on.
them abroad, and those from abroad will come here.
medical or nursing students.
Oh, nursing students as well. Yeah.
You
So
can request them
yeah,
for experience
yeah.
as
Oh.
part of the
Training. Yeah. To take care of the old people and to start learning about what hospice care is all about. Yeah. So I am so excited, and I think this is really doable. It's just a matter of finding the right place that would be very ideal. And I think Tagaytay is.
the best place.
Who knows? We can find a donor for a 1 hectare land.
Yeah.
In Tagaytay.
I was saying that, but I am trying to say I'm still working. I am at this point in my life where I work and I work with it. Not to work because you have to survive. So I'm taking my time, but this one I need to fast track
Yes.
because I'm thinking of the year now. I just want to say this the beginning of I can start it going.
Yeah. Well, I'm really looking forward to the groundbreaking in the next few months in Tagaytay. That's really that's. But this is a beautiful project, and I think we will be blessed with this because we
We are all going there.
yeah. So everybody becomes senior citizen, whether they will accept it or not. So everybody should support this. And now, lastly, ma'am, I would like to get your personal appeal to our viewers, not only here in the Philippines, but to the Americans as well. Your own personal appeal to make this project happen as soon as possible.
Not only do I want it here in the Philippines, but I would imagine it would spread all over.
Yes.
Every country should have a place for senior citizens. So I appeal to you because aging is not something we can stop.
Stop. Oh yeah. Okay.
So everyone gets old,
Yeah.
and maybe who knows, one day you will find yourself being a senior.
And by definition, to be a senior is like 60 years old.
60 and about.
In a few months, I'll be 60. By March 27,
You
I'll
are
be
still
a senior
working.
citizen as
And you are
well.
still very active.
Yeah, really. So I am also passionate because I will be part of the
You will be part of
group.
the team.
Yeah, part of the team. Yeah. So I think this is a worthwhile endeavor, and I'm hoping not only non-government organizations, but I'm hoping governments from all over the world
businessmen
will support
who,
this.
who are also in their 60s, 50s, they can avail of the hospice, hospice that's complete with everything to deal with, terminally ill people. They need to have a hospital. I would say anybody now listening to me of my senior years would agree that there would be a place where they can go in the days or months that they will get a humane kind of services. That they could be with their loved ones, not in a hospital where we don't really belong. We need a place for ourselves when we are.
And really, our conversation tonight really opened my eyes of this strong need, ensuring that senior citizens should always be part of the family, in a nice place like what you think about. Otherwise, what we hear are senior citizens being abandoned, isolated, hungry, homeless. Some of them are even roaming around the streets.
I see that in Manila. Senior citizen running down the street selling flowers.
And they're supposed to be
Well,
resting.
they're supposed to be, if we say you're supposed to be in a place where they are taken care of. And I saw one testimony that a senior citizen can die on the street. And nobody would even know. That to me is very traumatic.
Yeah.